Hello, 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 John Mason. How is everybody? Hope you're all well. Hope things good for you. You know, the evangelical Christian political movement, which is really nothing particularly Christian about it, can always be relied on to find some silly, stupid thing to freak out about. Case in point. This past weekend, during the ceremonies of the Olympics, when when the barges with the parade of the athletes going down the Seine, and there's always these little shows coming up, including Lady Gaga. Excuse me. There was this little tableau compiled of drag queens, uh, and they were commemorating the Greek origins of the Olympics by having this little tableau of representing the feast of Dionysus. Uh, Dionysus was the Greek god of fun and revelry and just being wild and crazy. In Rome, he was known as Bacchus. And the festival, the Dionysian festival, was called the Bacchanalia. Same idea. A whole holiday dedicated to being wild and crazy and having fun. And of course, the evangelical Christians found an excuse to freak out because they thought it was a mockery of the Last Supper. And if they'd have known a little bit of Greek history, which I highly doubt, that they might have heard of the Dionysian festivals and the Bacchanalia. They act as if everything revolves around them. Like everything should conform to their twisted idea of what they call Christianity. And I grew up with people like that in the rural area in northeastern Pennsylvania near Wilkes-Barre. The church was the epicenter of people's lives. And I was, shall we say, groomed in all of that. This nice Baptist couple in the neighborhood holding these good news clubs. And a couple of times I remember we were at the fire station and fire company in Lehigh Township. See, in those rural areas, fire stations, fire companies are great places for having great social gatherings, like a wedding or a party of some sort. And the good news clubs in the area, the kids would be in there, and we get all kind of indoctrination, supposedly for fun, with a little bit of fun to it. And I remember a couple of times the Christian day camp, where we hear talk from missionaries about their missions in Africa or Central America, trying to groom us too. And I remember a couple of times, either the Good News Club or my Sunday school, we go to this primitive Methodist church, and we all pile in there. We gather up, and we hear the talk by missionaries talking about their work in the Central American countries. Like this one woman who talked as if God personally told her, go to Guatemala or whatever place. Okay, and the woman said, okay, I'll go. We were brought, and there were no other religions in the area. I said one or two Jewish kids, and no Muslims. Catholics, my mother despised Catholics. And was pretty rude about Jews, too. They knew nobody else. They knew nothing else. They were indoctrinated to believe that their idea of what they called Christianity was the only way to heaven. I tried to believe that, but I realized I didn't. But they weren't bad people at all. Pretty decent people, rather. But for some people, it's been used as an excuse to be cruel. It's used against people whom they assume can't fight back. Talking about LGBTQ people and trans people and drag queens and women seeking their reproductive rights, including abortion. And the so-called party of small government, the Republicans, which has been infested by the Trump virus, has been on a rampage to police, has been on a tear in state legislatures and governments to pass laws trying to control women's access to abortions, including trying to prevent women in anti-abortion states from going to pro-abortion states to get an abortion. What's this? Get the government off your backs. What's this? Intrusive big government, etc. So you see a pattern here. The whole issue for these decades has never been big government or small government or medium-sized government. It's been who is running the government, for whose benefit. And not only are they terrorizing women seeking abortions and LGBTQ people and drag queens, they're terrorizing books about the sciences. They're trying to have books edited so that real scientific thinking isn't covered. And the financial backers of these groups, including the Heritage Foundation and the evangelical political movement, has been supported, sustained by billionaires turning their minions into millionaires, so as to turn the nothing heirs against each other. The real issues are jobs, protecting women's right to access to the reproductive freedom, including abortion, including and abortion pills, and just for the right of LGBTQ people to live, the right of drag queens to perform their magic, and I've seen so many great drag shows. That's what it's about. So let's pull ourselves together to fight this. The Republicans thought they had it in the bag with Trump, with Biden as the Democrats' candidate, and Trump is the big virile he-man. No spring, and no old doddering fart like Biden. I mean, that's what the commercial news media, the left liberal news media, so-called, has been calling Biden. And we got That's what they've been calling Biden. But now that Biden's dropped out of the race, and Kamala Harris is taking over, the Trump lovers are not so sure. Friends, my fellow Americans, let's stop these people. The same types of people who are trying to police people's sexuality, the same people trying to police our very lives, are the same people who tried to overthrow the government on January 6, 2021. And Trump will find both types of people dispensable. He doesn't care about them. He just wants their votes and doesn't care jack shit about them. So please, educate yourselves on the real issues. I'm a union man. And for me, the issues are good paying jobs, the right to organize in unions so workers can be empowered, good solid Social Security and Medicare when we retire, and national health insurance, Medicare for all, or as close to as we can. Please, get out there and vote. We need it. And now, advertisements. All this work I do, this video cast and my podcast and my blog and my poetry are work. I need to be paid for them, to be compensated for my work, and to see about moving into a higher level. I'm a working person. I deserve to be paid for my work. Therefore, get on that website, please, johnomason.com. Click either the PayPal button or the Buy Me a Coffee button and see what you could give. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks. And also, my novel, Soldier of the Cross, is available on Amazon.com. It's the story of David Lucas, who, as a young man in the early 60s, is a drunk and a horde chaser and a schoolboy. He gets in trouble in the army. He comes out of the army a manly man for Christ, just wants to serve Jesus in his own militant way. But the way he goes about it leads him to disaster. Please purchase it. Soldier of the Cross on Amazon.com. And also, Pimperific is a lovely little CBD product store located on Snyder Avenue, near 15th Street in South Philadelphia. There you'll find some of the finest cannabis-infused products. Gummies and candies and lip balm and flour and hand sanitizer and teas and dog treats. Yeah, dog treats. Please look them up. HemperificLLC.com. And now, my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle is excellent in helping you develop your professional career or small business. Let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and help you network with other up-and-coming entrepreneurs and professionals. Please look her up. growwithsnow.com. Okay then. That's what we're up against. A political movement who has this crazy, skewed, unchristian-like view of Christianity, and they want to impose it upon the rest of us. and people who they don't consider Christians, and Christians who aren't Christian enough for them, are out of the picture. They have no role in this scheme. So let's get together, and on November 5th, vote, vote, vote. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.